Forget what you might have thought about aging being, all down to your DNA. Welcome to the deep dive. We try to cut through the noise. Today, we're really digging into lifestyle and genes, aging's dynamic interplay. And we're looking for this compelling idea that the choices you make every day, they have surprising power over how you age and, well, how long you might live. So the big question we're tackling is, what holds more sway, your genetic code or your daily habits? And get this, recent research, it's suggesting that what you do might actually matter even more than the genes you inherited.
It really does sort of flip the script, doesn't it? For ages, the story around aging was, well, it was all about genetics. You hear it all the time, right? People saying longevity or maybe aging quickly. It just runs in the family.
Exactly. Like, oh, they look great for 70. Must have amazing genes.
Hmm.
But our dive into this source material, especially the research from Oxford using that massive UK biobank data, it tells a slightly different tale. They actually found that lifestyle and, environmental stuff, it shows a stronger link to biological aging.
Yeah, a stronger link. And also to your risk of mortality. Stronger compared to the genetic blueprint itself.
Now, that's not saying genes don't play a role at all, right?
No, absolutely not. Genes are definitely the foundation. They influence, baseline health, your susceptibility to certain diseases, even how you might react to different foods or exercise. But the Oxford work really highlights just how powerful these external factors seem to be.
Which makes you think, especially when you look back, say, 100 years or so,
Yeah.
average life expectancy has shot up, doubled almost in many places.
Yeah.
But our genes, our basic genetic makeup, it hasn't really changed dramatically in that short time, evolutionarily speaking.
Precisely. Yeah, if genes were the main driver, you wouldn't expect such a huge jump so quickly. The source material really emphasizes that these gains are mostly down to public health improvements. Things like better hygiene, vaccines, better food, access to healthcare, and of course, huge drops in infant mortality. These are all external things. It just shows how much impact they have on lifespan.
Okay, so when the Oxford study talks about biological aging, how did they actually measure that? Like, how do you compare that to genes?
Right. So they use these things called blood-based biomarkers. Think of them as little indicators in your blood showing wear and tear at a microscopic level. They give a sense of how your body's aging internally, regardless of your actual birthday age.
Ah, okay. Sort of like checking the mileage on the body's engine.
Kind of, yeah. And they took these biomarker readings from loads of people and compared them with their genetic info. And here's the kicker. They saw a stronger connection between these aging biomarkers and things like smoking, how active people were, air pollution exposure, even socioeconomic conditions, actually. Stronger links there than with the specific genetic variations they analyzed.
So these clues in our blood point more towards lifestyle.
Yeah.
But it's important to say, just because they're linked doesn't automatically prove causation, does it? The source mentions it's complex.
That's a really crucial distinction. Correlation isn't causation. You're absolutely right. The Oxford study shows a strong association, yes, but figuring out the precise cause and effect mechanisms, that always needs more research. And yeah, nailing down the exact percentage influence of genes versus environment, it's incredibly tricky. It's this complex dance. And how much each influences things probably varies. Depends on the specific health issue, maybe the individual too.
Right, like some diseases might have a bigger genetic trigger for some people.
Exactly. While for others, lifestyle might be the much bigger player for that same condition.
Okay, this brings us to something I found really fascinating.
Yeah.
Epigenetics. How does that fit into this whole genes versus lifestyle puzzle?
Epigenetics. It's sort of the bridge, the crucial link between the DNA you're born with and how you live your life. So imagine your DNA as like this giant instruction manual. Epigenetics is like sticky notes or highlighting put on the manual. It changes how the instructions are read, which genes get turned on or off, or how loudly they're expressed, but without changing the actual DNA letters themselves.
So it's not changing the book, just how you read it.
Exactly. And these epigenetic marks, these sticky notes, they can be influenced by, well, almost everything external, your diet, stress levels, pollution, maybe even social stuff.
Wow. Okay, so our lifestyle choices aren't just superficial. They're actually talking to our genes, telling them how to behave over time. That's a pretty big deal.
It is. It shows a direct way our daily habits can tweak our genetic expression. And that, in turn, affects how we age right down at a fundamental level.
But it's not just a one-way street, is it? Like, genes must influence how we respond to the environment, too.
Absolutely. The source is clear on this. It's not either. It's a constant back and forth, a dynamic interplay. Our genes can definitely affect how sensitive we are to, say, pollution or how well we absorb certain nutrients. They might even nudge us towards certain behaviors, that shape our lifestyle. And then, like we just said, the environment and our choices feed back and influence which genes are active. It's really interactive.
So it's like
Hmm.
maybe like a dance. Your genes set the basic rhythm, maybe some signature moves, but your lifestyle choices, they're the actual steps you take, the choreography, the whole performance style.
That's a great way to put it. A dance is a perfect analogy. And the really empowering part of understanding this, it puts the focus back on what you can actually influence, which leads to the practical stuff the source material talks about.
Yeah, the actionable takeaways. And, they aren't necessarily brand new ideas, but seeing them through this lens of gene-lifestyle interaction, it really hits different. Like, number one, avoid smoking. The
Mhm.
source really hammers this one home. It's like actively damaging your aging process.
Oh, profoundly. The evidence is just overwhelming. Smoking accelerates biological aging across the board and dramatically increases the risk for so many age-related diseases. It's huge.
And then regular physical activity, even
Mhm.
just moderate amounts, the source says. It helps slow down that biological clock, keep the engine humming.
Definitely. Exercise impacts everything from heart health, muscle, reducing inflammation, and inflammation is increasingly seen as a key driver of aging itself.
Okay, then diet. The usual suspects, right? Balanced, nutrient-rich, lots of whole foods, less processed junk. Basically, giving your body the good stuff it needs.
Exactly. Good fuel, the right building blocks. It's all about cellular repair, optimal function, protecting against damage that directly impacts cellular aging.
Stress management also comes up. Things like mindfulness, maybe getting out in nature, social support. It's about calming that internal chaos that can wear you down faster.
Yeah, chronic stress really does take a physical toll right down to the cells. It fuels inflammation, messes with hormones. Finding healthy ways to cope makes a real difference long term.
And sleep often gets pushed aside, but the source highlights its role in repair, keeping your brain sharp as you age. Essential maintenance time.
Crucial. During sleep, the body's doing all sorts of repair work, consolidating memories, regulating hormones, all fundamental for aging well.
Lastly, staying connected. Maintaining social ties. Turns out feeling isolated isn't just sad, it's actually linked to poorer health as we get older.
Yeah, strong social networks offer emotional support, purpose. They can even encourage healthier habits. It's a vital piece of the puzzle.
So wrapping it up, we don't choose our genes, obviously, but it really looks like we have a lot more say in how we age than maybe we thought.
Yeah.
Through all these daily choices, it's actually quite empowering when you think about it.
That really is the key message, and it's a hopeful one. Genes set a stage, maybe, but our lifestyle directs a huge part of the play. Modern science is showing more and more that these external factors, our choices, might have a bigger impact on aging than we used to believe.
So fundamentally, aging isn't just some fixed genetic program ticking away. It's the outcome, right? The result of this constant interaction between our internal biology, our genes, and our external world, the environment, our habits, everything we do.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And by knowing how much lifestyle matters, well, you can become an active participant. You can shape not just your lifespan, but maybe more importantly, the quality of those years, your health span.
So the big takeaway for you listening is you probably have more control over how you age than you realize.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking about this, this dance between your genes and your daily life, what's one small, maybe, but significant lifestyle shift you could make? What might have the biggest ripple effect on your own aging path? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.